Hey guys, welcome back to Joe's Vegan Kitchen. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I am partnering with Kroger to bring you a few recipes that I think would be perfect if you're planning on doing any hosting this season. I love hosting, I love planning seasonal menus, I love feeding people, and I'm just really glad that we have that to look forward again to this year. So I developed these three recipes. We have these crostini with grilled peaches and homemade vegan ricotta, these stuffed roasted mushrooms, and lastly, we have these oven-baked jalapeno poppers that are so delicious. They're also really easy to make compared to the traditional deep-fried jalapeno poppers. And I was able to find everything I needed for these recipes at my local Kroger family store here in Colorado, that's King Soopers. And they are my number one go-to for fresh produce especially. They just always have an amazing selection of in-season fruits, vegetables, herbs, and really any other ingredients I need. And their quality is very reliable and amazing. So thank you to Kroger for sponsoring today's video. I really wanted to feature fresh produce for today's recipes, and hopefully they can give you some inspiration if you are hosting loved ones or if you need any appetizers or finger foods to bring to any gatherings you might be going to. We are going to start out by making a batch of homemade vegan ricotta, which we are then going to use in all three of our appetizer recipes. For this, you'll need to soak some raw almonds overnight or for at least 4 hours. And if you're using whole raw almonds like I am here, you'll want to then just pop off the skins. Once you soak them, they come off really easily. And alternatively, you can use blanched slivered almonds. They already have the skins removed, so you can skip that step. You'll also take a block of extra firm tofu and wrap it in a clean kitchen towel and press it for at least half an hour. Then you'll add your soaked almonds to a food processor and puree those. Crumble in your pressed tofu. And season it with some lemon juice, a little splash of apple cider vinegar, and a generous pinch of salt, and then puree that until smooth as well. Now our first recipe are these grilled peach crostini, and the first step is to make the crostini. So for this, you'll want some crusty French bread. I've got a baguette, as you can see, and you'll just cut it into roughly 1/2-inch slices. I like to do it at an angle. And arrange these on a baking tray. Then give them a drizzle of olive oil and a nice generous pinch of salt. And bake them in a 450-degree oven for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. This will depend on your oven as well as how fresh the bread is and what kind of bread you're using, so just keep an eye on them and remove them when they're golden brown. You can go ahead and set those crostini aside to cool, and we will take our nice ripe peaches and slice those into wedges. If you have a grill, you can totally use that, but I'm working with just a grill pan today. Arrange your peach slices on there and grill them on medium-high-ish heat until they start to caramelize and they have those nice, beautiful grill marks. Then give them a flip and repeat on the other side. And in the meantime, we can take some of our vegan ricotta and dress it up with just a little bit of fresh lemon zest. Now go ahead and spread each of your crostini with about a tablespoon or so of the ricotta. And you can arrange your grilled peach slices on top. These would taste amazing as is, but if you want to take it a little bit further, we can talk about some toppings. So I decided to chiffonade some fresh basil. And I'm also chopping up some roasted salted pistachios. I think some chopped walnuts would also pair really well with the peaches, or any kind of nut or seed really. You can also add a little bit of balsamic glaze if you like. And just go ahead and top your peach crostini with the fresh basil and chopped nuts. Okay, let's move on to our next appetizer. We are making these amazing stuffed mushrooms. They're super easy and really delicious. So for this, start out by cleaning your mushrooms, and then you're gonna remove the stems. It's super easy. You can just pop them out and don't throw them away because you are going to be using them in the stuffing. Now you're gonna take the mushroom stems you set aside and give them a nice rough chop. You're also going to dice up a white onion, and mince a few cloves of garlic. Then heat a pan over medium-high heat, drizzle in some olive oil, or you could use some vegan butter. Add in your mushroom stems, onion and garlic, and saute until all of that is nice and tender and fragrant. It will shrink quite a bit, and then you'll want to season it with some salt and pepper. Now add your mushroom caps to a bowl and toss them with some olive oil, give them a pinch of salt and fresh black pepper. And then arrange them on a lined baking tray. Then you'll add this to a bowl with some of your vegan ricotta. Season it with any of your favorite spices, dried or fresh herbs. I am just using onion and garlic powder. And then I'm stirring in some breadcrumbs. If you have some vegan Parmesan shreds, this would be a great addition too. This recipe is super flexible. You can really add anything you like to the stuffing that sounds good, any kind of vegan cheese. I've seen people add diced olives or peppers. You can just be as creative as you like. Once you have that mixture seasoned to your preference, you'll spoon it into your mushroom caps, and you can add in as much or as little as you like. Now you will bake these in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or until they're nice and golden brown. You can top that with some fresh chopped parsley or some scallions and enjoy. Now our very final recipe is for these delicious jalapeno poppers. Start out by slicing your jalapeno peppers in half and removing the seeds and the ribs. Just be careful and use gloves if you need to. And just like with the mushrooms, we're going to go ahead and toss the jalapenos with some olive oil, some salt and pepper in a bowl. And then arrange them on a lined baking tray. Now, once again, we are going to be taking some of our vegan ricotta and seasoning it. And just like the previous recipe, you can get really creative with the spices and add-ins here. I personally like to add in some sliced scallions, a little bit of shredded vegan cheese, in this case a cheddar style, some garlic and onion powder, and some smoked paprika. Give that a good stir and spoon it into your jalapeno boats. Now you have the choice of how you'd like to top these. You can use breadcrumbs. If you do, I highly recommend panko crumbs since they're super crispy. You can also use something like crushed Ritz crackers, which are really tasty and buttery, or you can even use some crushed potato chips or some crushed tortilla chips. I'm just using regular breadcrumbs because of what I had in my pantry, and I'm actually browning them slightly in a skillet with a little bit of vegan butter. Then go ahead and dip your stuffed jalapeno boats into your breadcrumbs or whatever you're using for the topping. If you have any extra, you can sprinkle it on top of your jalapeno poppers. And then bake in a 400-degree oven for, again, about 20 to 25 minutes or until the peppers are soft and the filling is starting to brown. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate you being here. If you try out any of these recipes, I would love to know how it goes for you. You can send me a DM, tag me in a photo on Instagram. You can leave a comment on this video. I'll have the recipes written out down below, but just remember, you can totally make them your own. They're very flexible, and I hope that they give you some inspiration. Thanks again to Kroger for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna have a link in the description box for more information and recipe inspo for hosting this season, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.